Okay, maybe before we get into what we have today, because what we'll be doing today is we would look at some examples, some biblical examples of followership, and then we will look at the challenges of followership and would end with qualities of a good follower. That's what we will do today. Make a brief review of last class, and then we'll move on to some examples of biblical followership. We'll look at some bad ones and then some good ones and see what we can learn from there. And then we'll look at challenges of followership. Then, and end the class today with qualities of a good follower. Maybe before we get into that, no, before I ask this question, a review, please. What did you learn last class? Did something challenge you in the last class? That's why I hear last class. Oh, I have not welcomed those who have come in today. Please want to welcome all of you who were not last week, but who are here today. I think I can see Madame Bear, and then I can see Madame Chantal. You're welcome, Madame. It's a pleasure. And Goma was not here, and he is here today. And also, Benue, you are not here, right? Yes, you're welcome. And then, okay, Mama Chute, you're welcome. Thank you. Bethelene was not, and she is. Thank you. I think the rest are people who are here, except I'm still missing out. Cletus was here, I know. So we will move on from here this way. Can someone just share something they learned about followership? Did something challenge somebody? Did you learn something about followership? Yes, Nathan.
Right. I think that the table for me last week was the emphasis of the fact that in followership, God is intended to. God wants us to be obedient, to be intimate with Him before we get to participate in whatever we are doing.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. Intimacy with God. Be a follower of God first before you become a servant of God. Yes. Yes, that we have the tendency of upsetting. We like to serve, even when we are not following. We did like, in some cases, while growing, we had some children. We had some children that when you may call a child and said, "Okay, David, go to Cletus." Before you tell him what to go and do there, he has already left. He's already leaving when he has not heard the message, what he will go and tell. I don't know whether that is obedience. I don't know whether that person is actually following. So when it goes that way, it is not followership in the real sense of what is intended in a subject like this one. Thank you. Yes, Muli wanted to say something. Please feel free to sit down and talk. You must not stand, but make sure you speak audibly enough for people to hear you. Okay. Yes, live under Christ and follow His purpose. Obey Him. Perfect. Yes, any other person? Afuma, you wanted to say something?
So, one thing that actually piqued my interest was the aspect of continuous learning. Learning, but mostly learning how to be under the authority of someone else. So by humans by nature, we
Find
are
out whether that
rebellious.
guy is looking for where you're attending class. That's all.
So humans, we are rebellious by nature.
Yeah.
Someone needs to teach us how to be rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
We need to learn how to actually live under the authority. Followership is actually that aspect of
Learning how to, yes. That's true. But these are very key things to note about this concept. You know, we are not so used to submission. We have known how to play the games and find our way. Yes. So followership becomes challenging. Yes, any other person? One more and then we move. From last class. One more and then we move. Yes, Cletus wanted to say something.
Yes, you said that followership is an intentional process
Yes.
of learning to live under the authority of Christ. Follow his example, then imitate follow his obey his word, and participate in his mission.
Yes. I have a very strong class. They're just giving you the marking guide. Thank you. Yes. As actually, these are the things we want you to know in this class. And not only know them by head, because for so long we have known many things in our head, but we want to see them translated into a very lifestyle every day. Because when we live here, we flew into the various organs of the church. You get it? Yes, you go to the youth, you go to the women, you go to the men. And all of these places have leaders. And if we know how to submit or follow Jesus under them according to what we are teaching, these leaders will not have to stress because of us. You get it? Yes, they will not stress because of us. Because we would have already been trained to support the work of the leaders and minimize their stress. Do you know that in every group, even when you support the leader a lot, the work is still heavy, right? How many people are leaders here who have led? Good number of you. Even when things are going very well and you are not having stress with followers, just the task of engaging. Is it ever easy? No, it's not easy. So if followers are not readily following, how does that make the task become? It just wasn't the bad situation, right? Yes. So followership is intended to help us. Now we can obey Christ, submit to Christ, and at the same time submit to human authority and help God's work to make progress. We are here to learn about how to lead in discipleship. But plain truth is that good leaders are, first of all, good followers. If you do not know how to follow well, forget that you will turn around and lead well. It's not possible for a bad follower to turn and be a good leader. Rebels become tyrants. That's just the way it goes. When they are followers, they are rebels. When they are leaders, they are tyrants. You get it? Yes, that is the way it goes. So it's only, you see, people who follow well and who submit and follow Jesus the way it's supposed to and align behind human leaders the way it's supposed to. Honestly, these people, whenever they take office, they lead well. Because first of all, they are not a lot influenced by human eyes. They know that, first of all, they are following Jesus. And they try to do it the way they are doing unto the Lord. They are not a lot about man. They don't ignore man, but they render services to man as unto the Lord. That's why you will not see them trample on humanity anyhow. No, human beings, they treat them with honor. Their followers are treated with honor. No follower feels minimized or disregarded in some form because the leader knows that these are God's people and they must be handled with honor. They must be treated with respect and honor. Like I said, did someone meet any difficulty within the week that we want to share? Or maybe handling this subject somewhere you discovered that you may have something to share from there. Okay, then let's move. Followership still. I would like someone to read us the first paragraph on page 1 of what I've given you today. Someone who... Oh, okay, they will need a mic.
Yeah, paragraph 1, right?
Yes, then read.
Biblical followership is defined as choosing to emulate godly patterns, submitting to God's will over worldly trends, and supporting faithful leaders. The scriptures contrast this with bad followership, which involves blindly obeying harmful directives, abandoning truth due to peer pressure, or allowing apathy to compromise personal faith. Find below examples of good and bad followership.
Yes. So followership is what? It's defined as doing what? Choosing to emulate godly patterns. Submitting to God's will over worldly trends. And supporting faithful leaders. Okay, let's look at some examples. Let's begin with examples of bad followership in the Bible. If you go through the scriptures, you will see a lot of bad followership. Example number 1 is Aaron and the golden calf. You have some few examples here. Aaron and the golden calf. Do you remember what happened with Aaron and the golden calf? Many of us should be familiar with the story. In this particular scenario, who followed whom? Who offered bad leadership? Or who did bad followership? Oh, yes. Aaron as a good or bad leader or bad follower. What is Aaron there as a follower or as a leader? Yes, let me hear Maya. He was a leader at the time. Is he used here as a follower or a leader? Okay, both, kind of. But I want to look better at followership here. So we are treating Aaron here not as a leader, but as a follower. Whom did Aaron follow? Yes, he followed the masses. He followed the crowd. What did the crowd ask him to do? You see that under pressure, Aaron became frightened, scared by Israel. He served the interest of the crowd. So he did not do what God wanted, but he listened to what the people wanted. And then ended up doing what?
Leading the entire nation into
idolatry. So he followed the people and then ended up misleading the people. So he followed them and then misled them. Do you imagine that? You remember what Moses said when he came back from the mountain? Who remembers the exact way Moses addressed Aaron? You know, Moses asked Aaron, that Aaron, what exactly did these people do to you that you led them into this sin? Do you see that Aaron followed the people and then took the people to follow him into a deep shit? So that is the way the text is addressed. So Aaron is a bad follower because he follows the crowd into sin. What about Rehoboam? 1 Kings chapter 12. Who knows the story of Rehoboam? Okay. Rehoboam here is a king. We could think we would treat him as a leader, but in this case, we examine him better as a follower. And whom did he follow?
Instructions of the young.
Yes, he followed his peers. Followed his peers. But he had the opportunity to follow wise counsel from the elderly. But he chose the counsel of the young men around him. And that one led him into mess. And he ended up misleading the entire nation. As a matter of fact, he is the reason behind the split between the north and the southern kingdom of Israel, is this guy. Well, he is, we can say, he is the immediate cause of it. But we don't want to spiritualize and say it was because the father, Solomon, had done this grave mistake in his life and God promised to split the kingdom under his son. We don't want to, because even though God said so, if Rehoboam lived under wise counsel, it would not have happened under him. It might have passed over him and continued in another person's reign. But he made errors. He rejected good counsel and followed his friends. What about the crowd at Jesus' trial? Were they good or bad followers? Who followed whom here?
Crowd followed the scribes, the leaders.
Yes, the leaders misled the crowd. The crowd were bad followers. Another person who is a bad follower in this sin is
Pilate.
Pilate is another typical bad example. It's a bad follower because he followed the masses. He followed the religious leaders, the pressure of the religious leader. He's not a good leader. He was not a good follower. Remember, good followers make good leaders. Bad followers tend to do what? Tend to make bad leaders. So if Pilate listened to Jesus and he was fair in his judgment, he would not have followed these people because he had facts about Christ and even testified with his own mouth that he has authority to release Christ or to crucify him, but yet chose to end in a bad way. Okay, we don't only have bad people in scriptures, we have some good followers. Some very nice followers. Example number one here that we have is Ruth. Who did Ruth follow?
Naomi.
Yes, Ruth followed Naomi. Ruth followed Naomi. And Naomi is a very good example of a godly woman. So Ruth famously chose to leave her homeland, that is a Moabite, and followed the mother-in-law Naomi. when she lost her husband, who was Naomi's son. So that is a good example of a good follower. I remember that this lady, she went and followed the counsel of the mother-in-law. Do you see how good followership does? Yes, she followed the counsel of the mother-in-law, and the story of the kinsman redeemer is through is through her. You know, she's one of the mothers that brought forth the generations that Christ came from. Ruth is part of it. It's a very, very excellent example of a good follower. She focused, trusted the mother-in-law, and followed her. Let's look at disciples. The disciples, a good number of them were good followers. A good number of them. But for very few, at least we know one, if we cannot know many. Who is the bad follower there among the disciples? Yes, maybe Judas Iscariot. But he was always like following. Do you imagine? But he was never following. He didn't believe Jesus, he didn't trust Jesus, he didn't follow Jesus. He followed what he alone knows. So, so when Jesus called Peter, Andrew, James, and John, what did they do? They immediately left their nets, their boats, and established a career to learn from him. They willingly forsook their own agendas and became fishers of men. And that remains the standard for every genuine follower today. They are the ones who model it for us. They really model it. Caleb and Joshua, they were good followers. Followers of whom?
Should we say Moses?
Yes, you can say Moses. They are not wrong. These are sons of Moses. They grew under Moses. You see that they listened to the voice of God. They followed the voice of God through Moses. You get it? You see, like in Numbers chapters 13 and 14, they are the ones who went and surveyed the land. They are the ones who came back and spoke the voice of the Lord, irrespective of what the crowd said. So it was not a majority that mattered there. It was hearing God and following God. To them, the land was good. The cities were fortified. The giants were there. But God had handed the land into their hands. So they should listen to the voice of God and take the risk. But to the rest, they felt like, no. The land, oh, this is fruit of the land. The land is good, beautiful. The fruit is nice. But, you know, when people talk nice things, when they mention bad, you should know what will follow, right? Yes. When they, in an argument, when you see someone who begins with the nice ones and touches bad, the person did not intend to let the nice thing stand. Because when they mention nice thing, by the time they say bad, they want to point the weaknesses of what they were advocating for. On the other way, if someone wants to make a case for something, they will talk about the challenges first, and then inspire people with hope at the end. They will know that in spite of this, there is still this hope that we can go. So, Caleb and Joshua were good followers. Apostle Paul was a typical model of a follower. A typical model of a follower. Do you remember 1 Corinthians 11:1? What does that say?
Imitate me as I imitate
They
Christ.
say, imitate me as I imitate Christ. You know, Paul is the clearest of all followers. He sounds clearer than any. You know, he does not only tell you that he is following, he says, follow me. You get it? And he does not make it look like he is the one you should be following. He makes you know like that, know that he is following somebody. And that's the person he wants you to join him to follow. So Paul is not like saying he is the one you should be following necessarily. No, he's saying, I am following Christ. So imitate me as I'm following. So follow me as I'm following Christ. It's not like follow me, Paul, necessarily. Look at my model of following Christ. Follow Christ that way. So Paul is not necessarily the one that they are to follow. But he is modeling the way it should be. It should be followed. So he is a model. In Christian discipleship, followership is the believer's willingness to learn from, submit to, imitate and obey Christ while being guided by mature Christian leaders and the teaching of Scripture. Because discipleship requires both attitude and practice, followership can face several challenges. Did you get that? Yes. Followership can do what? Can face challenges. Okay, let's look at common challenges of followership in Christian discipleship. Is followership always smooth and easy? Maybe not. How many people are followers here of somebody? Whatever that means, whoever the person is. Oh, at least you follow somebody. Mhm. My prayer is that the first person you should be following is Christ. Are we together? Yes. The first person for you to be following, let it be Christ. Let it not be your pastor, let it not be your papa somewhere, let it not be your whoever, wherever, whenever. Let it be let it be Jesus first. What humans do, they try to only inspire you as they too are following. They should not be the ones you are following. Otherwise, we'll be building personality cult. It will be around an individual. It will be a dangerous thing. We are not saying you should neglect the influence of people in your life. We're not saying so. But we are saying the ultimate person we are following is Christ and not the human being. Challenges of followership. Number one. Let's can you read number one?
Pride and self-sufficiency.
Okay, pride and self-sufficiency, yes?
People may resist being taught, corrected, or guided because they believe they already know enough. Pride makes genuine learning and submission difficult.
Yes. Did you get something that happens in that makes followership challenging? Yes. Yes. At times, what we struggle with followers is we have had situations where you think that you are teaching people and they're sitting there and thinking that you should sit down and learn from them. I've suffered that a lot, honestly. I mean, a lot, like a lot. So if someone already underrates you and feels that they should have been the one teaching, not you, are you sure they can follow? So pride and self-sufficiency becomes a very dangerous thing in followership. That is a sense of already having none or like they have nothing to learn yet. I've seen people say, I don't know what I should learn in that class. I don't know what I should learn at that level. I don't know what I should learn. We did the learner level edition some months ago. I knew many people sat there that I did not expect that they should sit there, but as their level. I knew. But let me ask one. Majus, you sat there. Did you learn something? If she can say yes, then I don't need to ask any of you again. Because majority of you would be sons and daughters of. You get the point. Do you know that if I just make way and any of you prepares to come and stand here and teach, and I sit there, I will still learn? As a teacher, this is an experience I've had over the years. In a seminary setting, at times we also grow through research of children, of students we teach. We've had occasions where you read a research paper of a student and you have to photocopy it and then work on again. So there is no, in my land, they said, when you hear women say, sense, not the shidong for one house, it simply means there is nobody who knows it all. Say what? Sense, not the shidong for one house. So there is nobody who knows it all. So whether you go where, you will have someone you can learn from. You learn from your students and learn from. So one thing you would come to understand is when we talk about followership, everyone is a follower in some sense. Even the people you lead them, there is a sense in which you follow them. The only thing is, don't follow them when they are misleading you. There's nothing wrong to follow your students when they are leading something correctly. So if you bring up an idea that makes sense, and I pick it and use it, I have followed you. I don't know whether you get the point. Yes, I followed you. So pride and self-sufficiency is a handicapping factor to followership. Number two, Fuma.
Lack of understanding of biblical followership. Some Christians equate followership with weakness, inferiority, and blind obedience. Biblical followership, however, is not passive submission to people. It is ultimately following Christ and obeying his word.
Yes. So if you have a misconception about followership, you think that it's about following somebody necessarily. No. It is about following Jesus and obeying his word. Because you are following Jesus, Jesus will ask you to submit to your human authority. I don't know whether you're getting it. So when you submit to human authority because Jesus has said so, whom are you following? You're following Jesus. That is his voice. They're not following the human being. Following Jesus. Number three.
Resistance to correction. Discipleship involves correction and accountability. Some followers become defensive when their attitudes, decisions, or behavior are challenged.
Yes. You cannot be a follower when you will not be corrected. And many people don't like to be corrected. So that makes followership at times very challenging. Many people don't want accountability. They don't want to be asked, where were you? Why did you come late? Why did you not do this? Why did you do this? People don't want that. And if we do not do that, many people will not grow. So it makes followership challenging. You get it right? Okay, number 4.
Selective obedience. A disciple may accept teachings that are convenient while ignoring those that demand sacrifice or change. This creates a gap between what is learned and what is practiced.
Yes. That's where followership gets tight and difficult. When there is what? Selective obedience, pick and choose. This one defined. When you see people who are beginning to choose convenience, you are already in trouble. They'll be trying to get the ones that make them feel comfortable, the one that massages their ego. The ones that will be demanding sacrifice from them, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that at all. They're not ready for that. Okay? Number 5.
Number 5, fear of commitment. Genuine followership requires time, consistency, sacrifice, and availability. Some believers may desire the benefits of discipleship without accepting its demands.
Yes. Do you know that nobody hates commitment? We don't have a lot of people who hate commitment or the result of commitment. What commitment offers, people don't hate it. But what commitment demands, the sacrifice it demands, is what many people are not very willing to offer. Not many are willing to offer. They feel like this is too much. Many people don't like to make the sacrifice. They want the result, but they're not ready for the sacrifice. Number 6. Number 6, peer pressure.
Peer pressure and the influence of the majority. Followers can be influenced by friends, popular opinion, or the surrounding culture. This can make it difficult to stand for biblical truth. When doing so means standing against the majority. This is relevant to Exodus 23 verse 2, which says, "You shall not follow a crowd to do evil."
You see that followership at times is very difficult because many people cannot stand to resist the pressure of the surrounding world. Do you know that there could be someone who wanted to be here, but friends around the person will not permit the person come, and the person is too weak to make a decision to tear him or herself. Then the person succumbs to the pressure. So you must be able to have some ability to say no and take a focus to be a good follower. So challenges around would include pressure, peer pressure, and worldly influence, and what majority or popular opinion is. People are saying, people are doing, people are, at times you don't even know the people who are saying, but that is the general trend. They said, these people are saying, you are not able to put or place your finger on anyone that is saying so. But the general circulation is that what? It is, they are saying, whether not them inside Kenya or them. But you don't find them. So please, and if you yield to this, followership becomes extremely challenging for you. Because those things will always be there. Number 7, overly dependent on the leader kills followership. Because it hinders the growth of the follower. It affects the growth of the follower negatively. Which means a good follower does not throw the entire weight on the leader. You tend from becoming a follower to a burden. You be a weight on the leader. What you're supposed to do is to draw inspiration and draw learning from the leader while developing your own self. What do? Yes, you draw inspiration and draw lessons from your leader while developing yourself. And not even mimicking your leader. Good followers don't mimic their leaders. I don't know whether you're getting it. Honestly, good followers don't do what? They don't mimic their leaders. Very soon you want to try to speak like David. You want to just like David. You spoil everything when you begin to do that. You are not supposed to be me. You are you, and you are always supposed to be you. God made you you. Why are you differently? Your name is not even mine. My size is not yours. We are not internally wired in the same way. Even my own mother's child is not wired the same like me. Even identical twins are not identical. That one. They're wired differently. You don't try to mimic. No, mimicking disgraces people. Honestly, you don't mimic. Develop yourself like you. Learn to, you know, one good thing, one good quality of a good follower is self, how do you call this? Yes, self-development. There's something in self-development I want to use. When it comes, I will let you know. Thank you. Okay, number 8.
Scarcity of role model. For example, from leaders. Followers learn not only from what leaders teach, but also from what they practice.
Yes.
Inconsistency, hypocrisy, authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism. That should be authoritarianism. Authoritarianism, yes.
Poor conduct among leaders can weaken the willingness of disciples to follow.
Thank you. Okay. See, let me tell you this. This is a very critical point. Followership becomes difficult when there are no role models. When role models are in limited supply, followership suffers. Because those who really want to follow will not know whom they should go after. They don't have someone they can really just give their life to and say, please, take us to where you would want. If that number is in limited supply, followership suffers. Because at times the few who are there, who are real models, will be overloaded. And followership will still suffer. Which means even those who are following them will be too many for them. And they will not also help them enough. This to me is always among the most critical needs in followership. Role model. Role model. So, you know, what we are trying to do is, when you train people well, you also raise the number of role models. Remember, we are not training you to follow the pastor. We're training you to follow Jesus. Okay, let's move on. We are in number 9.
Lack of trust. Where there is suspicion or a history of poor leadership, followers may struggle to trust those guiding them. Trust is important for openness, accountability, and spiritual formation.
Yes. Trust is very key. It's simple. This one is very simple. If you don't trust someone, there's no need following the person. Because followership needs trust. Because you will get somewhere and the leader will be telling you to do something that you do not understand. I don't know whether you're getting the point. Yes. Do you remember Jesus and Simon Peter? Many places, Jesus made demands that it was difficult for them to understand. In some places, Simon will not be silent. Trust him. He had situations that he just trusted and followed, but there were some that he had to ask questions. He said, no, not this way. Let's go back this way. So trust becomes very key in followership. If you do not trust someone, don't follow. You get it? Huge, but that's just honest truth. You can. The issue is this: when we say, when you don't trust somebody, don't follow. This is just honesty. We should not play around this. The issue is this: you can know someone and know a weakness of the person. A weakness of the person doesn't deny trust. I don't know whether you're getting me. Doesn't prevent trust entirely. You know that this person is good, but struggles with this. Because all of us seated here, if one perfect human being, we will not follow anybody. You get the point? Yes, we still know people. Weak people are still trustworthy. When we talk about trust here, it should not be someone who will tell you one thing when he means the other. That person has no trust. And you do with me like that, I will not follow you. I'm serious about this. If I behave like that, don't follow me. I don't know whether you're getting me. You have evidence of lies telling from me. Why should you follow someone who lies? I mean, you have evidence, not allegations. Because with allegation, we say they are saying. No, we are talking of tangible evidence. I said, I was with this person. He said this about this thing, but truth was this one. Which means he knew the truth, but did not tell the truth. You see someone who behaves like that. In discipleship, the person cannot help you. Are we together there? No, with this one, we don't blink before we talk it. Because these are critical things. Trust is trust. If someone cannot earn your trust, why should you follow the person? What do you want to learn? Except like maybe in a workshop somewhere you want to learn carpentry, you can be doing that. Then bricklayer, you can be doing that. But not in Christianity and Christian discipleship. Okay? In Christian discipleship, it should be someone who can enter there and come back and tell you that, please, follow me there, and you will not fear. And say, please, let's run, and you believe the person. If you cannot have that in Christian discipleship, it worries. Did you get this one? This is just plain truth, please. So lack of trust affects followership. Spiritual immaturity, where are we? Yes, who is reading that?
Spiritual immaturity.
Mm-hmm.
Immature believer may struggle with patience, discipline, discernment, responsibility, and submission.
Mm-hmm.
They may want leadership without wanting the formation that makes responsible followership possible.
Mm-hmm. You get it? Yes, immaturity at times plays a very negative role in followership. There may be things they don't understand. And it tends to make them at times resist certain things that they were not supposed to. Mm-hmm. And that one is not a very bad thing though, because it's part of growth process. But if they tend back to rebel, that is when it gets bad. Mm-hmm. Yes, number 11.
Individualism. Modern culture often emphasizes personal autonomy. I will do what I think is right.
Mm-hmm.
This can conflict with typical understanding that disciples will a community of believers and other this spiritual guidance.
Mm-hmm. You get that? Individualism can be a problem. Where people feel like they have to be independent. They don't care about community life. It tends to affect negatively. Number 12.
Failure to distinguish between Christ and human leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Christian leaders are not perfect.
A disciple who expects perfection from a leader may become discouraged when the leader fails. Conversely, a disciple who treats a leader's word as unquestionable may follow error. Christ remains the ultimate model and authority for Christian discipleship.
You get the point, right? Yes. The emphasis here is if your expectation is too much, you'll find the followership difficult. I don't know whether you're getting it. If what is too much, if you expect from your leader more than should be expected from a human being, it's already a challenge. Did you ever discover that everyone that you saw as a model, when you got close to the person, you discover something that you don't like? Think about it. I mean, everyone that inspired your life in some form, when you got close to the person, you still saw something that you would not like that one. You cannot copy that one. Or everyone you have trusted, you've gone there and you just see everything perfect, and you're not seeing something like that. Dad, why not do it this way? Why this way? So those things affect followership. They challenge followership. Know that the model there is Christ. The actual person we are following is not the leader. Is who? Is Christ. So followership is about following Christ and doing his will. So the person who is your leader or your model is also another follower of Christ. He is not Christ himself. She is not Christ himself. They are also followers of Christ. Yes. Number 13.
Inconsistency and lack of perseverance. Some followers in discipleship enthusiastically for those commitment when the process became demanding. Followership requires perseverance, not merely initial
enthusiasm. Yes. So followership requires perseverance. It is not something that you think the results will just be now. No, it's a growth process now. How many people grew to be adults in 1 year? How many people do we have here who are mothers? Only 2, maybe. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have about 4 mothers. Yes. How old is your first child? Okay, 20. How old? The way he is behaving today, is it the way he used to behave when he was 10 years ago? It took him time to grow, right? Yes. And it is like that with all of us. Do you know that it takes the same spiritually? Growth spiritually is also the same. It's not like someone who just becomes a believer just expects certain things to. No, there's some level of consistency that allows growth to be sustained. Which otherwise it won't work. Otherwise it won't work. 14.
14. Fear of losing personal freedom. Some believers perceive submission, accountability, or discipline as threat to their independence. Yet Christian freedom is not freedom from Christ's authority. It is freedom to live under his lordship.
Exactly. Christian freedom is not freedom to do what you want. It's as free as Christ has defined it. You are only free to do anything that Jesus has not forbidden. Is that clear? From creation till the world will end, man had never had total freedom. Freedom is always within bounds. Even before the fall, You remember the way the freedom was given? You are free to eat anything except. Then how free are you? So you are free as you have not eaten this one. That's how the freedom has always been. It has never been irrespective of whatever. No, it always had some bounds. So Christian freedom has this. So before we go to the next, okay, we have the last part there. Number 15. It doesn't have his explanation. Yes.
Anarchy in potential followers.
Thank you. The other one does not connect with it, please. Anarchy in potential followers is you know what anarchy is about, right? Yes. Ready to rebel. Ready to do what? Yes, to rebel. You see, followers like that, they don't delay before they rebel. They don't delay. They rebel very fast. And that makes followership very difficult. Makes challenging. Always a struggle. Always a struggle. Because they have their own ways they look at it. They have their own opinions that they think should count. How many points have we seen as challenges? 15. Then are the challenges small? No. Followership is challenging. So when you look at followership, this challenging, that accounts for limited good leaders that we have. Did you get it? That what? The challenges that followership faces has contributed to the poor leadership or limited leadership that we have, even in discipleship and in the church. Because we don't have a lot of people who follow well. With many challenges, or many of these challenges, many are not able to overcome them and follow well. Because they cannot do that, they would obviously not be good leaders. So get this and get it right. That good leaders begin first as what? As good followers. Bad followers can never make good leaders. Before we touch the qualities of a good follower, can I give you maybe, can we stop here for just a minute and then allow you to maybe share something with someone by you, what you've learned, or something that has inspired you. I want to take on this last part of the lesson. Qualities of a good follower. Can we say that together? Again, qualities of a good follower. Yes. So, remember, honestly, I teach this lesson with a lot of burden in my own heart because I've been a teacher for some time and I see the way it's very difficult for many people to follow. And when you don't know how to follow, you limit the degree to which you can be helpful to Christ's cause in any place that you find yourself. At times, you make the work of your leader unnecessarily difficult. Meanwhile, you were supposed to make the work of the leader how? Easier. Yes. Easier. So, I'd like us to read, that's on page 3, the bold work, the work that's bolded. So Christian followership is not blind obedience to human leader. Underscore that. It's not what? It's not blind obedience to human leader. It is a Christ-centered response to learning, submission, discerning, and discerning obedience and imitation within the community of faith. Did you get that? Yes. It is not blindly following the leader, but it is practiced within the community of faith, which means you practice three even among human beings. Because you end up following Jesus by maybe following the instructions of a human being somewhere. You know that that's the meaning. Yes, that's what we are talking about. That will be following Jesus, perhaps, in Macedonia Baptist Church, by following what the leaders are saying that we should do. So if you are not careful, you will not see it as following Jesus. You will see it like following the pastor, or following the appointed, or following the deacon's board, or following the chairwoman, or following the youth president, or following the men's president, or the executive, or whatever, however you choose to call it. So if you're not careful, you will not see it as following God. But followership, though it's following Jesus, is largely done within the community of God's believers, of God's children. So you are following the leadership as led by some human beings. So pay attention to that. Oh, please, there is an error. There's a note I was supposed to delete, which I did not. Let's go to qualification or qualities of a good follower. Are we there? Yes, qualities of a good follower. There is a difference between a follower and followership. Do you know that? What is the difference between a follower and followership? You see, this Portuguese parliamentary conversation like this. If you think you know the answer, please raise your hand. Let me, so that we are a little more organized. Yes, Nathan.
I think that a follower is truly different from followership. Followership is a process.
Yes.
Following the leader.
And then a follower.
Follower is a follower following.
Nathan will not allow me. Okay. He's begging the question. Okay. Yes. You know, a follower is a person, but followership is a process. Are we together? Yes. So now we want to shift from process to person. Did you get the point? Yes, we are shifting now from process to person. So a follower is a person, while followership is the art, the attitude, and the practice of following. The follower is the person, and following is the practice. Did we get that? Yes. So below are qualities of a good follower. Now, what are we talking about? You're talking about a person. Yes, it's no longer about process. No, it's about the person. How does a good follower look like? How can you identify one? What are you supposed to, how are you supposed to be considered a good follower? Please, now these qualities we will be enumerating, begin to look at it directly toward your life. If you do not fall in, if you struggle with any of these, then you need to work a little harder to be a good follower. And don't forget that followership is also a process of building leadership, or building leaders. Followership is what? It's a process of building leaders. But teaching on followership can make you look like they want to make you weak. It's like you should be following. And nobody wants to look like weak. So it's like when we resist, we are strong. But in followership, those who resist are weak people. You get it? As when you resist, you are building anarchy and rebellion, and we know it is never a good thing. You remember Satan now? He will be the one who is discipling that. But he's the first one who questioned followership. Say, must there only be one God? They wants to be like one. So, and then you see where we find ourselves today, because after he fell, he entered the garden and influenced Adam and Eve. The problem there is followership. Do you know that? What caused Adam and Eve to put us where we are now is what? Followership. How? Lack of trust now. If Adam and Eve trusted God, would they have listened to Satan? No, they would not. Because the devil introduced something new. He said, is it true that, did God really say that? And then the devil just succeeded to cast doubt. And that was strong enough to bring sin into the world and put us where we are now. And then we struggle with following, because we keep thinking like, we struggle with it. Okay, let's look at the qualities. Quality number one. Teachable, yes? Thank you. Teachability has to do with willingness to learn, open to learn. Every good follower is willing and open to learn. That one, I think you don't pass that one, because you are being here is a sign that you are teachable. So if nobody claps for you, you can clap for yourself. You have no problem with that. Yes. Honestly, because to be here is a sign of submission and humility, readiness to learn. You are teachable. Because you keep thinking that, or you keep believing that there is still something you can learn. That there's something you can take. Because many are not here because they think that maybe they have arrived. Who knows? Okay, so teachability is key to a good follower. Because that one prepares your heart to receive something. Prepares your mind to receive something. I will add something. I will not live here the same. Yes, Adriana?
Trust in the leader.
Yes, trust in the leader.
And if they do not trust the leader, they do not follow them except the leader is their officer.
I don't know whether you get this one. If you do not trust the leader, you will not follow the leader except the leader is your officer. You know, people follow officers at times not because they like, it's just because they are afraid of that office. Yes, that something can happen if they don't. I don't know whether you're getting it. Yes, if you do not trust, there are many, many people who follow us who do not trust us. Simply because either they will mark the names or they will do something, or some follow like that, but to monitor you. They are not followers. They are monitors. They are not followers. The monitoring followers. So trust. I will not again say a lot about trust. Hello? There's something we are monitoring. Yes, there's something. Now, please get this. Remember I said this, that if you do not trust somebody, don't follow. Especially in discipleship, sincerely. You know, if I don't trust somebody, I will not follow. Because followership is a whole risk too. We're saying, God, the leader is moving and knowing that these are people coming, right? And their destinies, whatever that means, are on your hands, in your own hands. We mean God will turn around and question you about the people following you. So that's something very, very key here. So trust is key. Number 3.
Understands that their leader is just another human being. Expects faithfulness, not perfection from the leader. They just come to realize that the person they so admire from a distance still makes errors too. However, that does not diminish their respect. Leaders too are work in progress.
Did you get that one? So this one is very key. We mentioned it in the other among challenges. Don't expect too much from your leader. It's dangerous. First of all, when you are following someone, know that the person you are following is another human being. What does that suggest? When we know that we are following another human being, what does that suggest? Yes, that they will make mistakes, not that they can. They will make mistakes. And now, some of these things, and as a follower, there are certain things that before you conclude that they are mistakes, make sure that you have really understood the thing too well. This is what we suffer as leaders at times. When you bring something that is unfamiliar to your followers at times, they just see it as wrong. Meanwhile, it is just that they are yet to understand it. They are yet to arrive. I don't know whether you get the point. Yes. So those ones are there. But also our own real mistakes are there. The ones that we ourselves sit and say, what came over me? Those ones are there. Not one, not two, plenty. We cannot even count all. Know that you are following another human being. You are inspired. You come and reach. Before long, you're wondering whether this is the person you saw from a distance. It happens like that everywhere. It happens like that everywhere. Because all leaders are human beings. They have things to they struggle with in their lives. But it should not be deliberate sins they are living in. Are we together there? Yes. If they are living in sin, they are not trustworthy. Are we together? Yes. If you do not see evidence that they are struggling to overcome what they are facing, they may not deserve your attention and followership. Because they will not help you. Number 4. Oh, there's a question. Okay, yes.
If for example, you can be a help to that particular leader,
Yes, whether you can be a help to a leader? Of course.
Because maybe the person can be struggling from that particular thing.
Yes, I say you can help. We will get there. We'll get how to lead in different directions. Yes, we'll talk about that. How you can help your leader. Leaders do need help. Do you remember that I said, I mentioned that in some areas, followers lead their leader. When we talk about followers leading their leaders, they do not always only mislead their leaders. We have some who lead their leaders in the right direction. You get it? Yes, we'll get there and see the various ways you can also help your leader. Okay, where are we? I know we are in the Little Lamb's class bed. Okay, number 4.
Praise for his leader.
Yes.
They know the leader needs it and has to be strong for their sake.
Yes.
It is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered.
Yes. Please, some people are making noise somewhere. Who are they? Please take note of this one. That good followers do what for their leader? They pray for their leaders. They know that it's another human being and they need help. They know that the leader needs prayers. And the leader has to be strong for their sake. I don't know whether you get this other one. What does it mean that the leader has to be strong for your sake?
The strength of the leader encourages the power.
Yes, that is one.
Now, whether the leader is going to do whatever, he must still stand strong and not be a discouraging factor.
Yes, there must not be a discouraging factor.
If the leader is not strong, who will help me?
Yes.
Like the church.
Mhm.
In the church, if my pastor is not strong, how will I be there?
Yes, you get the text that we have read as a supportive text, right? That you strike the shepherd, and what happens to the sheep? Yes. So the last person who should fall should be the leader. The first person who should be strong should be the leader. I say this at times to my followers. I say that it is not yet very bad, even if all of you fall, as long as I'm standing. Because I can send my hand and pick you all up. But if I fall, none of you will stand because I will fall on all of you. In my spiritual journey with the Lord, the highest person I protect is myself. Not even my followers. I'm serious about this. Don't protect followers first. Protect myself for their sake. Because if I fall, honestly, put all of them together, they will not get me up. Because they are already finished under me. Mm-hmm. But if I remain strong, we have had situations where you have your followers very frustrated by the situation. You just appear during one session that is not up to 30 minutes. They gain strength that they will not fall again. It doesn't take long to get them to their feet and let them move. But they cannot take you like that when you are in your mess. They cannot. So, praying for the leader is critical. Very critical for the good of the followers. It's for your sake that you should pray that your leader should be strong and be doing well. Thank you. So, good followers pray for their leaders. Number 5. Give it over there to
Okay,
Mama
number 5.
Yes.
Consider followership as a calling.
Mm-hmm.
They believe the God who calls the leader also assigns the followers.
Yes.
They do not consider their following as a favor they are doing to the leader, but as a calling from God.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they follow the leader for Christ's sake. 2 Samuel 16:18.
Yes.
And Hushua said to Absalom, "No, for whom the Lord and these people and all the men of Israel have chosen, his I will be, and with him I will remain." 2 Samuel 16:19. And again, whom should I serve? Should it not be his son?
You get
As
it?
I have served your father, so I will serve you.
Yes. The main point there is this. Consider you are following as a calling. We always talk about the calling of the leader, right? Who calls the leader? And who calls the follower? Does God call the leader to lead himself? God calls the leader because he also calls the followers. So you take every time you find yourself under someone's leadership, either in discipleship or in an organization, as a calling from God. Because if God puts the person in that office or with that assignment, and you are under that person, God is also calling you to follow. So when you consider it as a calling from God, it helps you. You do it not as a favor you want to do to the leader. You do it as what? As a service to God, not as any favor. No. That's why we say this thing, put Jesus first, not that you are doing something for the Lord. If it's not something you are doing for God's sake, don't do it. If you cannot do it as unto the Lord, then don't do it. Thank you so much. Number 6.
protects the leader.
Yes.
The follower protects the leader's dignity and integrity. They do not gossip the leader.
Yes, followers, good followers, don't gossip the leader. They don't. They protect the integrity of the leader. It is not like protecting leader in sin. We already established that if your leader is leading in sin, it's not good enough for you, for your following. Except the person is bad, you are officer. You know, we are talking leadership here can be an officer or a discipleship leader. With discipleship, the leader is not necessarily an officer, but someone who is influencing others and helping them grow. Okay, thank you. Number 7.
Behold, bold and courageous, they ask questions for understanding, share their opinions when they think differently about the situation.
Yes.
Peter with Jesus, John chapter 13, verse 5. Then a push, then a huge.
Okay, you can even allow it there. The main point there is this. Good followers are bold and courageous. Don't think that when you fold your arms and you are not saying something, you become a good follower. No. Good followers are how? Bold and courageous. They learn better through that. When they're able to face situations, open up and talk. When they are too silent, it's dangerous. You may not know what they are going through. Good followers are not necessarily silent. Yeah. Peter is an example here. Do you know what the example is? When I was choosing John chapter 13, I don't see Peter. Do you know that I'm choosing the text that, what the text here is the text where Jesus and Peter have a struggle. Do you remember the text? The scenario. Jesus is washing the feet of the disciple and arrives Peter. Peter says, "No, what are you trying to do, Master? That you should wash my own feet?" What is Peter thinking should be the way this should take place? He should be the one to wash the feet of Jesus. Are you getting? So it is not like he wants to disrespect Jesus. No, he feels that Jesus is doing what he would have been the one to do to Jesus. And Jesus will say, allow it like that for now. You may not understand what I'm doing, but later you will understand. And Peter still tries to resist. And then Jesus tells him, if I do not wash it, you will not be worthy enough. And then Peter, you trust Peter, he will say, then not only the feet this time. He said, and the whole body. You know, this did not make Peter a bad follower. Do you get the point? So, good followers are not necessarily silent. No, they are bold and courageous. They open up and share their opinion. So please. So sharing your opinion about a situation does not make you a bad follower. Are we together? Yes. Doesn't make you a bad follower. So feel free to share that. But you are saying this thing like this. I was thinking my own. Feel free to think your own and then listen to the leader. We'll touch something that can make your opinion look bad. But know that you are free, a good follower. Shares. You know, good leaders also learn a lot from good followers now. Because when they begin to open up their own opinions, you begin to see areas that you learn through something. Okay, I was not seeing this. Okay. I did not see this one. Muli, I didn't see this one. You see, they share their minds, they share their hearts. They give you other perspectives to the same situation. So know that being silent doesn't necessarily make you a good follower. Bold and courageous would make you one. Number 8.
Does not follow.
Oh, you have a question? Okay.
How do you draw the cut line of the bold and courageous that is not towards a goal that is
Can you take note of that? Let's teach through. Yes, if nothing answers it, then I get back to it. Number 8.
Does not follow uncritically.
Mm-hmm.
They believe they too are priests and can hear God. However, they believe that The leader at times will be seeing what they may not yet be seeing. Good followers are critical but not rebellious.
You get
They
it.
never say no to the leaders, except when saying yes will be an offense against Christ.
I don't know whether you get the point there. Is it complicated the way it is placed? He said, good followers do not follow uncritically. They follow critically. I have asked this question. How do we follow God? Do we follow God wisely or foolishly? You answered, hey, I always won. I always want this. I say, when I wait. I always want this. Don't answer difficult questions just like this. It sounds like a very simple question. I may say, who's trap for you? Do we follow God foolishly or wisely? Yes, we follow God foolishly. Do we follow human beings wisely or foolishly? Wisely. So when it comes to following God, we follow foolishly, uncritically. We don't follow God critically. No, we trust Him fully. We know He cannot mislead us. He has no errors in Him. That's the way we follow scriptures. But when it comes to following human beings, we're always very careful. Yes, we want to be very careful because they can, even with very good intentions, make errors. Do you get the point? Yes, that's why we are saying you don't follow uncritically. I mean, there is room in followership for you to evaluate a situation and make sense out of it before you begin to move. Are you getting it? Yes. So that is what we are talking about here. And there's something they don't do. We said,
They never say no.
yes, before then, we said, they believe that the leader at times, he said, they believe that they too are priests and can hear God. Did you get that one? Yes, that one gives them a point. They too can be hearing God. But take note again there. However, they also believe that the leader at times will be seeing what they are not yet seeing. Women, the leader can be seeing something that they are not seeing. That is where the area of trust comes in. Where at times your leader will say, do this. And you will do it not because you have understood it, but simply because you trusted the person who instructed. That's what followership is all about. Because if as a follower, they must explain everything to you before you act. Honestly, you cannot handle split-second issues. Because with split-second, at times, they don't give you time to think. They push you to act. Someone else thinks for you. But the person who is thinking for you should be trustworthy enough that the person will not mislead you. Please do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. You are acting before thinking. So we mean the person who is thinking for you, you should have trusted the person. And it happens like that at times. And then there's something that I want to stress. I say good followers are critical, but not rebellious. Did you get that one? What does that mean? It simply means that there will be situations where you can give your opinion and your leader says, no. You know, when they deny your opinion at times, it does not necessarily mean that your opinion is wrong. It's just that there is another way that we are doing it that may be better than what you are talking. You get the point? Yes. Or at least we will not follow what you are saying for now. In this particular case, let it work this way. A good follower will have to drop his or her opinion and allow the leaders to go. But a bad follower will decide to rebel. Rebellion can be in many ways. Can be choosing to continue to go their way, or not going their way, but not going the leader's way. Or going the leader's way and grumbling. I don't know whether you're getting it. So there are many, many ways rebellion goes on, takes place. And when you begin to go and grumble, you are not going. Is your body going? Your heart is not going. And your heart is you. Mhm. So take note of that. And the person will not say no to the leader, except when saying yes will be an offense to Christ, especially when it comes to opinion. Did you get that one? Okay, number 9.
Knows when and how to say no to the human leader.
Mm-hmm.
They rarely say no, and when they must, they do it with a lot of respect, no arrogance.
Yes.
Acts 4:18. So they call them and charge them not to speak or teach at all in the name of Jesus. Acts 4:19. But Peter and John answered them, whether it is right in the sight of God to listen to you rather than to God, you must judge. Acts 4:20. For we cannot but speak of what we have seen and heard.
Mm-hmm. So one good thing about a good follower is that they know when to say no. And not only the when, they also know how to say no. Can you know when to say no and not know the how to say no? These are some of these things you are supposed to learn. How to resist a leader when the leader is misleading you. It's a skill you must learn. In such a way that you resist doing the wrong thing, but don't dishonor the leader. Yeah. So these are some of the things. You know how you can say no, and then the way you can say it. Do it in such a way that the respect of your leader stands. The dignity of your leader stands. It's just that you have discovered that if you follow the leader at that time, you would have been offending the God you are following through that leader. Are you getting the point? At that time, you appeal to the leader of all leaders to carefully, respectfully resist the leader on earth. And you know that if you disrespect the leader on earth, a type, because you are claiming that you are honoring the leader from above, you would have been doing your own. You will be on your own. Because the leader from above has said that you should do her with the leader here. You say, oh no. So you need to learn the skill, need to learn the style, learn how to say no in respectful ways. Thank you so much. Number 10.
Make suggestion to the leader to make the mission easier and better.
Yes. They don't hide when they have ideas that can contribute. They come and suggest. They come and make their input. They make their input. They want the mission succeed. Everyone comes on board. Their input. Thank you. Number 11.
Does not rebel against the leader, even when they feel the leader is not listening. In the worst case scenarios, they may choose to withdraw followership without fighting. Even when they move away, they maintain the dignity of the leader as they were following. If they must say something, they must be objective.
Did you get that one? Good followers do not rebel against the leader they are following, even when they feel the leader is not listening is not listening. Take note of that. Take note of that. In the worst case scenario, they may choose to withdraw. Why should they withdraw if the worst comes to us? They can withdraw followership. It's very possible. But without fighting. We've seen places where in a group, someone is a leader, is put a leader, and has a conflict with someone who is a follower. And the one who is a follower is expecting that the leader should resign. It's in cases like that. Who should normally withdraw? The follower, not the leader. You didn't make the person the leader.
Does humility not also push you as a leader to withdraw for the sake of peace?
It depends. It depends the situation. There are situations that will withdraw with demand that. But there are situations that if it requires the leader to put something in order, resignation will not be the right thing to do. You get the point. So it depends the kind of, if it is about the flaws of the leader and it's such that the leader cannot fix it himself, then the best thing is only to resign. You get the issue. Yes, because in leading, at times you have issues that you can fix. But there are certain extents that certain things can go that you cannot fix. Honestly, if it goes beyond your capability of fixing, then you may have to leave.
Someone is in an office or leader.
Yes, in an office. Yes, in an office. If it's about following someone as a disciple, when you go and you reach and you see say no the work, not now you got to withdraw you. Yes, withdraw you. Yes. You don't pick up a case necessarily. Yes. And when you withdraw, like the issue is when you withdraw, don't scandalize. Because it makes you ungodly. Because if you withdraw and then you move about, you are getting ungodly. You will not be a good follower. and remember that followers too are supposed to be helpful to leaders. We'll be getting there. You mentioned something like that. Yes, we'll get there. How you can be of help to your leader.
I was just saying, not only the post, when there's an office, right? If there is not an office necessarily, but you see that you are not being able to lead the other person, you can still hand them over to someone else. So, right?
There's the issue is this: if you cannot lead somebody, you cannot recommend the person to somebody. I don't know whether you're getting it. Yes, if you cannot lead somebody, you cannot recommend that person to somebody. As who? The person not already passed you for lead.
What about just resigning?
You can, no, you can say so. You know, especially in discipleship, you can say to someone, no, I cannot cope with you. That one is normal, very normal. Because there are certain people that you can keep that they are your followers and they destroy the rest of the followers. I don't know whether you get this point too. Yes, they can intoxicate the others, and before too long, you see yourself being isolated by people who used to listen to you. Then what is the point? Simply maybe because of an individual. What is an individual's mission? It's not good.
You know, like referring and saying, one like they have some aspects.
No, that one is a different thing. It's a situation where the person still trusts you. Are you getting? There's the person trusts you, but what the person needs is what you cannot offer. Not that one you can recommend. Referrer is good at that one. But if it's someone who is already rebelling and seeing you as a nobody, can you refer to the person? And well, if they don't trust you, can they trust the person you want to refer to? You get the point, my Joseph. Yes. When you have someone who cannot trust you, the person cannot trust your referral. Where are we? Okay, number 12.
Give the leader the benefit of doubt when they do not understand why the leader made certain decisions. See Peter, Luke 5:4. And when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep and let down your net for a catch." Luke 5:5. And Simon answered, "Master, we toiled all night and took nothing, but as your word, I will let down the net."
Yes. At times when you do not understand, you do what with the leader, give the leader a benefit of doubt. You know, the scenario we have read is Peter, the experienced fisherman, who knew what fishing is all about. They know when they catch fish at what spot. And toiled the entire night and did not have fish. And they are now at the shore. And Jesus comes and says a few words and then asks him to throw the net into the sea to catch fish. What a temptation, whatever that means.
From a carpenter.
A carpenter for that matter. From a carpenter.
You know, we have a relationship that will say Peter had been with Jesus for a while.
And then he just said, I don't know how Peter was feeling when he was saying, he said, "Man, we thought we have not had anything. But since now you talk, we will do it." Yes, they will just try. You see that Peter has decided to distrust his experience, but to trust somebody. I don't know whether you're getting the point there. Yes, it's just giving him the benefit of doubt. So now when he throws his net, when he casts his net into the water and catches fish, will that build trust or not? It will build trust. Mhm. So at times it is important to give the leader the benefit of doubt. Because know this, that yes, that's what I wanted to talk about now. Yes, you can give your leader a benefit of doubt many times before he proves to you that he makes decisions without thinking before you can begin to resist. Please know this, my brothers, my sisters, sons and daughters. If you want to be a good follower, you must learn first to trust people. Many leaders see many things that you are not saying. When you are a good follower, there are many things that you only can say, I now see. I now see. These are things that you were doing, but not knowing what you were doing. But you only trusted the person you were following. At the right time, just discovered, okay, you arrived where. I was afraid. I was afraid that I was thinking that that's what happens to many followers. And it's normal. Because you're not supposed to be another added stress to the leader. You are supposed to be, you are called to support the leader to succeed in God's mission. So these are the things you should take note of. You can only, if you have given the leader the benefit of doubt repeatedly and he has failed, you have your reason for your reservations. Are we together? Yes, if you gave here and he failed, you gave here and he failed, you gave here, and when he's failing, please find out the way he was thinking by the time he was asking that thing. Because something might have shifted that could cause the failure. You get some of these things. Maybe by the time he was asking for that decision, conditions were different. But something shifted later. There could be things like that. But know that you can, when you do not understand and you trust the leader, give the leader the benefit of the doubt. Number 13.
Ask questions to understand the vision or spiritual things not yet familiar to them.
Yes. When a vision is cast, when something you do not understand, please feel free to ask questions for clarifications. Because when leaders clarify things, when they have it clear too, it helps followership. And one thing you should know is this, please. At times, leaders begin certain things that is not also very clear to them. Imagine this scenario. You begin, let's say you are in Abraham's family. And God says, Abraham, take yourself and leave your countrymen and all your father's land and go to the place I will show you. And then followers are, will you go outside? Really, where are we going? What do you expect Abraham to give you? What explanation do you want him to give you? You see that followership at times can look foolish, honestly. At times it can look stupid. Because it is like that in every leadership position. Because there are certain things that God will give you at times, but they are not very clear yet. But you know that this is the direction. And you begin to define it better as you are going. It gets clearer only as you are moving. I don't know whether this communicates somehow. Yes, I'm just helping you to know that not every time will the leader himself have a complete grasp of every situation. But dealing with someone you trust is also very helpful. So trust becomes very critical in all of this. Number 14, that expect the leader to work for your interest, not for your pleasures. I don't know whether you understand this. What does this mean?
The leader will not be pleasing you.
Yes.
But he's doing something
That will benefit you. That's the point. We are not working for your pleasures. No, we are not pleasing you. We are only trying to help you. So leader is always trying to help you. Your interest at heart, not your pleasures. So when we begin to declare fast, maybe have an emergency all night. Are they seeking your pleasures? No, your pleasures should be your comfort at home, right? Your pleasures should be your 3 straight meals. But there's a situation that demands that people get to the mountain. There's a situation that demands that people should deny they should deny their sleep. They should deny their food. They should deny their this and their that. That's what happens in leadership. So when you do that, you also build yourself and you grow. Sacrifices help you. So number 15, which should be the last for now.
Good followers of good leaders tend to be good role models and lead those who admire and follow them.
Yes, this one is not necessarily a qualification or a quality. This is an outcome. You get it? So when let me tell you this, please. If you build yourself as a good follower, know that you are already building yourself as a leader. That what? If you build or learn as a good follower, you are already building yourself as a good leader. Because you are already modeling something that is very hard for many people. So we will stop here. Nathan, do you still have your question, or we answered it somewhere?
Answer it somewhere.
Thank you. Somewhere, somehow. Yes, Mami Joseph.
Is there a time when someone stops to be
Come
a
again.
follower?
Someone stops to be a follower? I don't think. When we will begin to teach about leadership, you also discover that leaders are followers. Are you getting? It's just that we should have the concepts clear and know when you are functioning as whom. Know when you are functioning as a leader and know when you are functioning as a follower. Because even while leading, you keep following even those you are leading. You get it. So it's a little complex, but when we have a good understanding of it, it makes it good for all of us. Yes, because in the end, when we learn followership well, we would have united ourselves well, and it can help us do great things. So thank you. Does anyone have any difficulty at something on this clarification? Okay. Okay. Yes.
I don't know whether this area would usually say it's correct. They
Okay.
follow no.
Yes, it's correct. Very correct. We'll talk about that. Yes, we'll talk about that when we get to leader. But now we are talking about a follower. When we get to a leader, yes. You go. Yes. He trusted. Yes. He just trusted that, yes. You remember he said, you know, Peter did not hide his feelings. He said, let for me and not for do me this thing. But now for Sikan and you, I will do. Maybe he's doing it because of you, not because of him. Yes, his experience, what he has just gone through, what he knows about fish. No, what you are saying is not possible. But since now you. Come again?
I think that was also a miracle.
Yes, it was a miracle. Many things in it. So thank you so much for today.